Hi guys, thanks for coming again, and welcome at Outright. So, my name, My name is Samuel Opak. I'm a software engineer here at Outright. And I thought I would give a quick presentation of what we've been doing with Backbone and what was the project we worked on. So let me first give you a quick introduction of what Outright does. So we're trying to help small businesses via our online app by automating their accounting. So the way we do that is instead of having them manually enter data in spreadsheets and do their in and outs, we automatically download all of this data from the cloud, from banks and credit cards and PayPal and so on and so forth. We gather all of this data, and then we can make insightful charts and totals and where users are spending their money. Okay, so then that brings us to the next slide, where that's our Backbone project. So basically, to bring all of these numbers, we are pulling the data. These are transactions here. And the user is able to edit this in this application here. So that's our Backbone application. So typical list, people can add entries and filter on on pays and categories. So that's your basic, typical Backbone application. We used to have some pretty gnarly code that was very static. We had to refresh when we wanted to filter on different categories and so on. Okay, so we had to change that. When choosing the technology, we spiked on a bunch of different frameworks: Sprout Core, Dojo, Ember, YUI, Backbone, and we tried to figure out what's the best solution for us. Some of these frameworks, they had full community. Some Ember was very new when we looked at it, so it was a bit of a big decision. We didn't go on that. Some were pretty complex. What we liked about Backbone was that, for one, the code base of Backbone is very small and easy to understand, and anybody can just look at it and try to understand what's going on. You can use, as opposed to some of these frameworks, you can use HTML and CSS. You can use jQuery. It fits nicely with REST. We're a Rails shop, so that's good for us. So these were some of the advantages why we choose that. The community was growing and vibrant, so that was good too. So let's talk about some of the challenges we ran into while developing our apps. One of them was called the incomplete client knowledge. So if we take the example of that ledger we had earlier, so you have a bunch of transactions that the user wants to edit. So that's all good. We make a request to the server, except the server, in many cases, has to update all the models that are associated with that. And these models, we need to have the feedback on the client because we are displaying them up there. Problem is, on the server side, we have the full knowledge because we have the full collection of transactions, for instance. On the client side, we have to paginate because some of our users have 50,000 transactions. We cannot pull all of that at the same time on the client. That means we have not the complete knowledge of what's going on. That leads us to have some inefficient code where we have to refetch the whole pay list, for instance, in order to have accurate data. Another problem we run into is multi-edit. So let's say you're categorizing your transactions. You select 5 of them. You want to change the category, for instance. Well, it turns out in REST, there is not a very standard way to do that. And since Backbone is very tied to REST, there is not a trivial way to do that. So one approach would be to post 5 times to update, but then like you get issues with that, like most of your requests are timing out, it's gnarly anyway. And then you end up like having to like create a new controller action where you will pass like an array of like your models you're editing with the new attributes. So that's like a kind of like an imperfect way that. So for us, like Backbone didn't really achieve that. So that's it. Like we really love using Backbone for this application. It made it way better, more interactive, like a better user experience for the users, definitely. So what are the next steps for us in Backbone? So the direction we want to go into is to get to a single page app where, so like that was a small project, well, small, that we started working with, but now we want to extend that to the other piece of our application so that you can edit some data on one page and it's going to update your total on another. It's going to update your charts, and it's like a better interaction. Another thing we want to get to this year is to get like a more feeling of real-time data in your application, and perhaps by using push versus pull. So we have we're importing a bunch of data for you, and how nice would that be if you could, as you're looking at your app and browsing and looking at charts, we're importing data. Your charts are updating because you have new data, the totals are changing. So that's kind of like the more interactive direction we want to go with our app. So that's it. That's my presentation. Thank you. If for some reason we want slides, that's the URL. We're also recording, so here's the URL. And yeah, contact us. Thank you. We got about 2 more minutes if anyone wants to ask a question. Yeah, questions?
Can you talk about any of the technologies you've explored for real time?
We have not worked on that at all yet.
Okay.
I mean, I think our CTO was playing with some bus. I don't know. He wrote some code in a weekend. He was trying to get to pushing instead of pulling. I haven't played with it myself.
Would you want to use something like Socket.io?
That would be a direction. That's my thinking. We haven't played with any of the technologies yet.
What did you say was the maximum packet size that from Backbone to the server and back? What is the usual size?
That's it.
Kilobytes.
Well,
Ballpark.
so the number of data that we have to pull totally varies. We paginate. I don't know what the. Trey, do you know that question? Sorry. We can check after.
A million records coming in one transaction into a Backbone collection. You would say you have that from.
Oh no. So we're paginating 50 transactions per page. We don't have users with millions of transactions. We have millions of transactions more than that in our user base. Individual users have 50,000 transactions. If we paginate 50, so I don't know how much data, but that's something. Cool. Thank you.